It's 8:30 p.m. Tuesday night, and you're finally sitting down. Maybe the kids are asleep, or maybe you just poured a glass of wine and opened a good book. You've been at it for 12 hours straight, and you finally can exhale. But then, ding, the notification bell sounds. You look at your phone, it's a client, or maybe it's your boss. It's not a disaster. The building isn't on fire, but the text reads, "Hey, just had a thought about the marketing strategy. Can you send that file over?" Your body just dumped cortisol into your system. Your heart rate spiked. The peace you just spent hours cultivating is instantly gone. Now you have two choices. Choice A, you reply immediately. You get the file, you show them that you're a hustler. Choice B, you ignore it, but you spend the rest of the night feeling guilty, wondering if they're mad at you. We've been sold a lie that says always on equals always winning. Society calls it the hustle. They tell you that if you aren't answering that 8:30 p.m. text, you're losing ground. That if you aren't grinding while the kids are asleep or while your wine is breathing, you don't want it bad enough. But here's the truth. Constant accessibility isn't a badge of honor. It's a leak in your business model. Exit the burnout cycle with TaxApp Pro. TaxApp Pro was built for the professional who is tired of the performative hustle. It's for the CEO, the founder, or the consultant who understands true scale requires a system and not just more of your soul. It isn't just another task manager, it's your hustle buffer. High performance requires high quality rest. The most successful people in the world don't work 24. They build systems that look like they do. Go to tax.app and use the code MINDSET for 20% off your subscription.
The Mindset Manual with Myron Williams.
Welcome to the Mindset Manual. I'm your host, Myron Williams, and today we're fixing choice B. We're going to talk about why availability is not a skill, and I'm going to give you the exact scripts word for word to retrain your clients without losing them. Before I give you the scripts, we have to talk about why this is so hard. Why does that text message feel like a saber-toothed tiger? It's what I call scarcity panic, especially if you run your own business. You have a deep-seated fear that the client relationship is fragile. You think if I'm not available 24/7, then I can be replaced. But let's flip that logic. Think about the most high-value professionals you know. Think about a top heart surgeon. Think about a high-powered attorney. If you text that heart surgeon at 9 p.m. on Saturday asking about a procedure, do they text back instantly? No. Does that make you respect them less? No. It makes you respect them more because it signals that their time is valuable. When you reply instantly at all hours, you are not signaling dedication. What you're signaling is desperation. You are unintentionally training your clients to treat your time as a commodity that they own. Today, we're taking the ownership back. The tactical scripts are critical, but the most elite boundary setters don't just react to after hours texts, they prevent them. This is the proactive boundary framework. It's about building a fence before anyone crosses the line. Here's the foundation for phase one. The onboarding communication, the contract. You must communicate your working standards before a problem arises. When you sign a new client or even after a team meeting, you need to state your terms clearly and professionally. This isn't a demand, it's a transparency document. You can send a simple email with this framework. Let's start with our communication service level agreement, or call it SLA. So in your SLA, you'll have a response window. My core working hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or your time zone. You can expect a response to a non-urgent business matter within 24 hours. For urgent needs, if someone is truly on fire or an emergency, say the website is down, please call our emergency line. Note, this is for critical outages only. Then outline your after hour expectation. After hours expectations. Any communication received outside of the core working hours will be logged and addressed first thing the next business morning. This allows me to dedicate my sharpest focus to your projects. When you send this, you shift the relationship from casual acquaintance to valued professional partnership. You've given them the contract, so now they know how to deal with you properly. Okay, now let's move on to phase two. It's what I call the tool lock, the physical boundary that you set for yourself. Your brain is not an office. You need to physically remove the tools of your work from your winding down space. I call this the tool lock. Get it? The biggest culprit here is your phone. You use it for work, but you also use it for life. You need to create a physical separation. The desk drawer rule at 6 p.m., you put your work phone, your laptop, your charger in the drawer, and you close it. This isn't just about do not disturb mode. It's about having to make the extra effort to open the drawer to check that phone. That small moment of friction is often enough to stop you from doing it. Or you can try the hidden app approach. If you use a single device, move your work apps like Gmail or WhatsApp off your main home screen and into a folder on a second or third screen. This simple act of hiding them prevents the accidental tap when you're just trying to open your Instagram. You're protecting your peace with the digital architecture. Proactive boundaries are the insurance policy for your energy. They make the reactive scripts we're about to cover necessary only 10% of the time. Okay, let's get into the tactic. I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. You can write them down or bookmark this video or take notes, whatever you want to do. I'm going to give you my best tools that I've been using for years. Okay, now here's scenario 1 that I just have a quick question text at 8:30 p.m. The text from your client is short. Hey, are you free for a quick chat about the new logo design? Just a quick question. The problem is not the question, it's the expectation that your time is interruptible commodity. Replying with the full answer now trains them to expect instant access to your mental space. So how should you respond? Remember, we're training the client to respect our time. So here's the script via text or email that you can send to your client. It goes like this. Hi, client. Thanks for reaching out. I'm currently focused on my recovery time outside of the core business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, so I can give your question my full, sharpest focus first thing tomorrow morning. I'll get back to you with the detailed answer tomorrow when I get in. Of course, you can make it sound more like you, but the focus on the message needs to be the same. So why does this work? Because it's the boundary reset button. The script is firm, but it's gentle. It gives them a reason for the delay to ensure they get your sharpest focus, which makes the boundary about their benefit, not your inconvenience. If you want, you can provide an explicit, firm deliverable time, which satisfies their need for certainty while protecting your evening. I typically wouldn't recommend this because now they expect you to deliver at that time and maybe your day starts out late. There's no need to put unnecessary pressure on yourself. I think by now you see where this is going. Here's the problem. A client sends an email at 6:15 p.m. with the subject line, urgent, need this file now. The body of the message is projecting that the file is due now when in reality, you know it's not due until next week. What they've done is triggered your emotional response to make you want to react by stopping what you're doing and sending them the file. But your emotional intelligent self knows that you've already set boundaries for this client and there's no reason for you to jump on this emergency immediately. You've trained them and you have to continue to train them. Now let's remember our original SLA where we stated our hours. Yes, only a little over an hour past that time, but it's your personal time now. This is the moment that you need to maintain your power. Don't overthink this message. You already know that there's a week before this file is needed. We are on your time now, and maybe you're at the gym or doing whatever you like to do when you leave the office. It doesn't matter what you're doing because it's your time. You are prioritizing your mental peace over everything else. So here's the script as an email reply that you can send the next morning. Hi, client. I just received your email regarding the Q3 projections. As per our communication SLA, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. is our response window. I'm only personally available during that time. I have attached the requested file for your review. For future reference, our dedicated emergency response line for critical outages is in the list of information on the SLA. Thanks for your understanding and have a good day. So now, I bet you're thinking, does this really work? Yes, it's the contract reminder. This is the most tactical response. You can de-escalate the urgent language without being defensive. You calmly refer back to the SLA you established in the proactive boundary phase. You are gently retraining them on how to communicate true emergencies versus standard requests, putting your professional contract front and center while maintaining your peace. So let's do one more scenario. Let's go to scenario 3. The scope creep call. Scope creep call? Yes, scope creep call. So here's the problem. You answered a scheduled 30-minute call to discuss a project milestone. 20 minutes in, the client says, you know what? While we have you, can we also talk about the building out of the new landing page? It should only take a few minutes. A new project is being introduced through a casual, unscheduled ambush. You must halt the momentum without sounding unhelpful. So this scenario is different because it's a live response and you have to do it on the fly. So this is how I would play it. That's a fantastic idea. I definitely want to give it the strategic thought it deserves. To make sure we scope out the landing page properly, I need to look at my current bandwidth and estimate the resources required. Let's finish up the original agenda for this call, and I will create a separate action item to send you a brief proposal and timeline for that new landing page by the end of, say, tomorrow. So why does this work? Because it's a strategic pause. You don't say no, you say not now. But professionally later, you validate their idea as a fantastic idea, but immediately connect it to a formal process. Strategic thought, scope properly, proposal, and timeline. You protected your schedule from being derailed and have created a paper trail for the new request, preventing uninvoiced quick favors. So now let's talk about the training phase, handling the awkwardness, because there is going to be some awkwardness in this whole process. So the first time you do this, it's going to feel quite awkward. Your lizard brain will scream that you're risking everything. You're risking the great relationship that you have with this client. You might even get a passive aggressive email back from the client, but you got to treat this like the training period for them and for yourself. You've been running a customer service model where you're the product being consumed. This transition is not instantaneous. They're going to test the boundary. They're going to try to poke the fence. Your job is to hold the line with calm and professional consistency. Over time, they will learn the new rules of engagement. They will learn that if they want your best work, they have to respect your time. High value professionals set terms, and the clients pay for those terms. The temporary discomfort is the price of admission to a higher tier of professional respect. Peace is attractive. Balance projects confidence. So let's go ahead and get into a conclusion, and I'm going to give you a challenge for yourself because your peace is an asset. It's the fuel tank for your business. Now, you've heard the scripts. You have the proactive boundary framework, and you understand the deep-seated scarcity panic that makes you want to reply instantly. The only thing standing between you and the peace you deserve is the courage to implement that first boundary. It's going to feel awkward. The first time you calmly send the "I'll get back to you with my sharpest focus tomorrow morning" email, your lizard brain will scream that the client is going to leave you. But remember what we learned. High value professionals set terms. They don't beg for time. Every time you hold the line, you're raising your value and you're training your clients to respect the professional that they hire, not a commodity that they own. You're not a human vending machine. So here's my challenge to you. I call it the Professional Peace Challenge. It's a 14-day challenge. So for the next 2 weeks, I want you to pick one of the 3 reactive scripts we discussed: the quick question text, the false emergency email, and the scope creep call, and use it at least once. Observe the result. See how the world doesn't end. See how your client respects the firm professional timeline that you set. This isn't about being unreachable. It's about being reliably excellent. It's about being sharp when you're on because you're committed to being truly off. Thank you for tuning in to the Mindset Manual with me, your host, Myron Williams. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications to receive updates on new episodes. We'll continue this conversation next time as we explore the connection between emotional intelligence and professional success. Until then, stay aware, stay balanced, and keep practicing that inner peace.
The Mindset Manual with Myron Williams.